today I'm going to be doing a new flower. It's probably, you guys have probably seen some sort of something out there like it, but you may not have known how to make it. So I'm going to show you guys. I am doing purple tonight. Yay, purple today actually. Hi Annette, everybody. Sandra ring. Everybody's in. Everybody's coming. So I'm using two different color meshes. I'm using this ombre purple lavender mesh. It's really pretty. I actually got this at Hobby Lobby, and it frays like nobody's business. It's very pretty, but it is very thin, and it does fray a lot, but that's okay for the flower we're going to use. We just need the prettiness of it, and it is really pretty. So I got purple, and then I'm doing a couple rows of this purple, and then I'm doing a couple rows of this just lavender purple. Okay, this is going to go more towards the center of our flower. Now you can do each row a different color if you wanted, even make a rainbow one or whatever. You can do dark to light like I'm going to do today. You can do opposite colors on the color wheel. Like, you can have a lot of fun with this one. And I'm also using, now I have this purple Deco tubing, which I was going to do the center with, but I have two different purple Deco tubings. Yeah. So I got a sparkly one, which will probably go with the flower a little bit better. Oh yeah, if you guys can share this, it would be great. I forget all the time. Dave, can you pin?
I will.
Pin. You can get our large flower boards at uniqueinthecreek.com. You can get them at Trendy Tree, which is a good idea to do if you're getting your mesh. And you can get them at Amazon.com as of Wednesday. Right now they're sold out. Like, you guys wiped us out really fast. So we have a shipment on the way to Amazon, and they should be there anytime. So I have this sparkly metallic Deco tubing. I know, Vicky. The last couple days I have not wearing my PJs on the lives. I've been wearing my hashtag shirts. So today I thought, you know what? It's Sunday. I'm going rogue, man. Staying in the gyms. Because I said to Dave, I have to get up and go get changed. He's like, you've been doing all your lives in clothes. Do them in your pajamas like you always do. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Anyways, I also have this purple Deco tubing. It's a burlap Deco tubing. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I think I'll wait till the very end of the flower to see how it all comes together to which one I'm going to use. I was thinking about maybe using yellow, but I think I want to keep the whole flower in a purple hue. So, I don't know. Once we get the flower done, we'll have a decision and see which ones we're going to work with. I am going to show you a different center as well that you can make with Deco mesh. Another one that I didn't show you guys last night. So I'm just going to put this to the side here. Okay, so tonight, like I said, is a newer flower. I didn't really put the list because I would rather you guys watch me do this first. And then if you want to do it with me, you can try. But I pre-done one because it's a lot of, it's kind of time consuming, okay? So that's why I pre-done one. And it's pretty much better to watch what I'm doing and then go back and watch the replay. And then you can stop and start and rewind as many times as you want. Like I said, this isn't a hard one. It's just time consuming. Let me get a drink here. Let's see who's on. Hi, everybody. Well, thanks, Debbie. I love my jammies. Happy PJ Day. I love my pajamas. I have like a whole dresser full of just pajamas. It's incredible. Ah, I got a metallic floating in my ginger ale. Alrighty. You're going to need, like I said, 2 rolls of Deco mesh. They can be different. So I'm going to use these 2. You're going to need some clothespins. So run around your house and grab like 6 clothespins if you can find them. You're going to need your wire snips. You are going to need some way to cut your mesh, either a rotary cutter or electric scissors or just normal scissors. You won't see any of the sides with this flower again, so you will not, oh, my bow's coming off. You won't need to wood burn them, so don't worry about that. And you're going to need, how many zip ties did I say? You are going to need 16, 24, 4, 2, about 50 zip ties, okay? By the time we do the tubing and everything. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to preload. Now, that's why I didn't really kind of want you guys to do your stuff with me until you actually watched what I was doing. Because we're going to preload our board. Now, I'm not using these outside 8 holes. Yeah. Okay, he's going down to the board. Bye, guys. See you in a bit. Okay, so I'm not going to be using these 8 holes on circumference 1. You, however, can use them. It will make your flower bigger. You could put 2 petals when I show you how we're going to do this. You can put 2 petals on each one of these and make that flower even bigger. Or you can just add a couple green leaves. I'll probably just do a couple of green leaves. This flower gets pretty big. So we're not going to really worry about section 1 right now. What we are going to do is we are going to put a zip tie through our hanging hole. So we're going to go up through the bottom and down through the corresponding one, and the hanging hole is where it's divoted in and it's got a number 1 right there. And just do it up, but don't do it up tight, just do it up enough to you hear a few zips, and this is going to be for hanging your wreath on. Now you can use twine and rope or whatever else you want to use. I've just been using zip ties because they're plastic. I'm trying to keep everything plastic. They're plastic and they're handy. I'm always looking for my twine and everything, so I just found it easier just to use zip ties. Now you are going to cut both rolls in 9 by 10 pieces, okay? So I'll just put this to the side. So I'm going to be using this straight lavender for my inside pieces, and I'm going to be using this ombre lavender or purple for my outside pieces. So for cutting, now you can get your 9-inch cardboard and flip it over if you have electric scissors and cut up the sides to cut your mesh really fast. Okay, and you've seen me do it a few times like that. Or you can just use your rotary cutter and with your mat and just cut out 9-inch pieces. So there's 18 and 9. Okay, and you can do that same thing with just a pair of scissors. So I like to use my electric scissors. It just cuts it really fast, especially since we're not going to see the edges of these, so there's not going to be any frays. Okay, so once you've got both rolls cut of both rows of mesh, and when you see the flower, you will see that it's really nice. The 2 different colors just it just offsets it a little bit, so it's just not so purple. I don't know if that even makes sense, but okay. So the petal. What we're going to do now is we're going to preload. Now I'm not going to do my whole board because I'll give you a sneak peek. I have started one. So because this does take, it is time consuming, and you guys don't need to sit here and watch me put every single petal in. It'll be more relaxing for you to watch this and then just rewind and do it. Press play and do it at your own pace. So you're going to preload your zip ties all in section 2. So section 2 we're starting on. Okay, so I'll put a few of these in. Okay, so I'll do this part of the board, and once I've caught up to section 5, I'm going to start, and then I'll show you guys on this board so we can finish this off. You'll be able to see it finished off.
You have 21 inch in there?
21 inch, I would not recommend. I suppose you could if you folded it in half. So if you cut it at 9 or 10 inches and folded it in half like you do the rose, and then do the petal like I'm going to show you, then yes. To actually try and make it with 21 inch without folding it in half to a 10-inch piece, you're just wasting your mesh, and I don't think it's going to work. This is more of a very petally flower. I don't know if that's a word. There's lots of petals on it to make up the flower. So, really, my daughter calling, sorry. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. She'll probably call you, honey. Since I don't want it on airplane mode. Where's Do Not Disturb now? I lost my Do Not Disturb. Figures. Okay. Okay, so we preloaded section 2. This is where we're starting. Okay. Now for each zip tie, one zip tie is going to have 2 petals. The next zip tie is going to have 1 petal. 2 petals, 1 petal. Okay, all the way around section 2. So that gives you a total of 24 petals because there's 16 holes going around section 2. And if we do a double petal and a single petal, so that'll give us 24. Thanks for sharing, guys. Honey, can you tell her I still made spaghetti sauce and yes, she's still invited to dinner? Text her.
I can't. I just like going for the needle.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to start this one. Now the whole flower, except the very center, is made like this petal. Now this petal can be made 2 different ways. And when you do this, you have to pick only one way to do it. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can do it. But when you are doing your flower, only pick one and continue with that whole one, okay?
Any hints to us who are using the original board would be greatly appreciated.
If you are using the old wood flower board that the holes are turning the different direction, you're going to have to put a zip tie at the bottom of your petal, just like we used to do before, okay? So the only difference with the new one is we can stick the tail straight into the, pardon me, good God, I'm a gassy person. Keep burping. So you would have to zip tie your tail at the bottom and then zip tie it right to the board. Okay? Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you the petal. So we got a 9 by 12 or 9 by 10 piece of mesh. I'm going to turn it into a diamond. You're going to take the corner and bring it down. Okay, just kind of like we do with the rose. Flatten it out. Now, when I show you this one, this is one way you can do the petal. So you're going to then scrunch in the center so it looks like this umbrella kind of shape like we did with the rose. So this you would stick right into the rose, right? But for this petal, you are either, you're going to take your side and you're going to kind of roll it in and bring it down. So you're just going to grab the edge and kind of tilt it in and bring it down to meet the tail. Okay, this one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to kind of bring it in. So you can see me kind of folding it in and bring it and pinch it at the tail. This is your petal. Okay, it looks like, almost looks like a spoon. You guys see that? I'll do that one again. Where are my clothespins? This is where clothespins come in handy. And we will, and this flower is a little bit messy because we do cut a lot of the tails off. So this is our petal. So I'm going to do this one again. So again, you're going to take the top corner, bring it down to meet the bottom corner. Okay, kind of flatten it out. So it's got rounded. And like I said, this is the way you do the rose, but we're not doing the rose. What you're going to do is you're going to take your side and kind of bring it in. So you're rolling it in and bringing it down to match the tail here. And then this one, you're kind of bringing it in, rolling it down to match the tail. And then you can push in so it leaves like a little pleat here, and it looks like a spoon, and it's very rounded. Okay, you guys see that? So I'll do one more of this petal, and then I'll show you a different way you can do it. But that's why I said, if you like this way, you can do the whole flower this way. If you try and do it the two different ways I'm going to show you, it's going to look funny. So just pick one way that you like and commit to it, okay? All right, I'll do one more of this one. Okay, diamond shape, 9 by 10 piece. Bring this down, meet the corner, okay? Scrunch it in the middle, and you're making quite the elaborate umbrella or jellyfish shape, I guess. So once you got that pinched, you're going to take, now I'm not grabbing the corner, which you can, but if you just grab the corner, bring it up, and then kind of roll that. No, it doesn't work. I find that if you grab this side, not the corner, the side where there's two pieces, just kind of turn it in. And this is important to make this petal, because if you turn it outwards, which I'll show you, if you turn it outwards, it makes a completely different looking petal, okay? So you're just going to take your side, kind of turn it in, and bring it to where you pinched in the center here. And do the same with this side. Make sure you have two, because you can see it's kind of short here and longer here. You just want to make sure you grabbed it where there's two pieces, kind of tilted it towards inwards, and bring it to where your center is. And again, you get that spoon formation, and we have like little pleats in the middle. Okay? That is one petal. Okay, now the other petal you can do just like this, but if you turn it a little bit different, it makes a completely different looking petal. So again, you're going to keep it in a diamond shape. Bring this corner down. Okay, scrunch it in the center. And this time, you're going to take these edges and roll it backwards. So if you roll it back and roll this one back, so you're taking the edge, you know how we kind of went in front, but this time if you take the edge where the two pieces meet up and kind of tuck it backwards and bring it in, you have this kind of looking petal. Okay, it's more rounded balloon type looking thing, and it doesn't really make, see how this one kind of divots in and makes a spoon? Okay, this one is more rounded and it's not divoted in. So they, even though they're almost done the same, that just by the turning of those two sides makes a big difference. It does make a totally different petal. So the picture that you guys seen of the flower I was doing today is done like this. Okay, and I'll try that. I'll show that one again.
You've done that 9 inches, you kind of?
Yes, my petals are 9 inches by 10 inches, okay? So, and then clothespin it in. So you can see that there's, even though it's almost exactly the same, just by that turning, you're making 2 different petals. So, basically I'm showing you a flower that you can make 2 different ways. You get a twofer.
Michelle, John, that's party people canceled.
What? Oh my gosh, how come they canceled? She was so looking forward to that. That's so sad. And she bought all those kits. I hope they paid for their kits, Michelle. Okay, let's do that one again. Bring the top corner down to meet the bottom, and then swing it to the side, okay? Now this is, we're making this rounded looking petal, you're going to take your edge, and then when you're swinging it, you're going to kind of fold it backwards. Okay, so you're going to fold it towards the table, just a little bit of a twist, and bring it to the center. And again, take your edge, roll it kind of backwards between your fingers. So even if you pinch it and bring it back and bring it to the center, there's your petal. It's more round looking. Okay, and then these ones, when I first did them, are more spoon looking. So can you guys give me thumbs up if you are seeing the difference and understand? That would be great, because I don't want to confuse anybody, but I also don't want you to make a petal like this and then halfway through start making your petals like this. Your flower's going to look funny, because it will look like two different flowers together. All right, I'll do one more this type. So we got 3 spoon ones. Okay, good. I'm so good at all these thumbs up. I wasn't sure if you guys would understand. Okay, again, we're going to make this rounded one. So you play with your mesh first. If you're going to try this flower, play with your mesh first and see which petal type you like better. Like I said, the flower that I posted for the event is made like this, so it's rounded. The flower I'm going to make today is this, so it's more of a spoon. And this, if you use all white with a yellow center like this, it makes a very beautiful daisy as well. Okay, take the top, bring it to the corner, kind of push it down, scrunch in the middle. Okay, you're taking your edge and you're bringing it downwards. So you're twisting it down and bringing it to your center. Take your edge, bring it downwards and to the center, and you got rounded. How many do you need? You are going to need 2 rolls of, so I'm going to use 1 roll of this, and I'm going to use 1 roll of this. Okay? So we need, all together, if you want to write this down, row 2 takes 24 petals. Okay? Row 3 is going to take 16 petals. Row 4 is going to take 24 petals. And row 5 is going to take 4 petals, plus I'm going to be using Deco tubing to finish the center. I will show you how you can finish the center with just Deco mesh, but I'll do that at the end when I'm almost finished my flower. Okay.
Are you using foil mesh?
Yeah, this is a foil mesh. This is really cheap stuff from Hobby Lobby. It's really pretty because it's almost really completely foil, and it's like an ombre or a striped or whatever. It's not greatest quality, but it's really good for making this flower. So again, another flower that you can do and get rid of your crappy mesh. Or if you order mesh and you get crappy mesh, make this flower with it, okay? Because you never know what you're going to get. And then this mesh I'm using is just normal, and it's good quality, just lavender Deco mesh. So you can, it's much more plasticky than this stuff. This stuff is very, feels very flimsy, and it will fray a lot. But that's okay, because we're not going to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to, I have to cut my lavender still. So you're going to cut your whole roll of whatever you're using. So I'm going to be doing row 2 and 3. Row 2 and 3, I'm going to be using this mesh. And row 4 and 5, I'm going to be using this mesh. So I'm going from the outside darker to lighter. Okay, so it's totally up to you how you want to do it. Like I said, you can do each row a different color if you want. You can really play around with this stuff. You can do 1 petal of this and 1 petal of this together. because a lot of the zip ties that we're going to be using is going to have 2 petals in each zip tie. Okay, and that's why you need 2 rolls of mesh. Okay, I'll just put these aside. I gotta figure out, see, you can really see the difference between the 2 different petals. And all it is turning up or turning down. So whatever way you actually like it. Like I said, I'm doing this way that looks like a spoon, only because I've already did one like this that has more of a bubble. A flat, rounded bubble. Okay, so I have to cut more of this for my center of the flower that I started. So again, it's 9 inches.
I just invited Jan for supper too. So.
You know Jan for supper? I make good sauce.
Well, she said she's coming over if she's got time. I told her 5 or 6 and we'll wait for it.
We had meatloaf and mashed, ooh, lemon pie. Oh. Teresa, we don't use the round wood forms. It's plastic. So we used to have them, the wood, but we have them in plastic now. So they can be used outside. Now, because this whole wreath I'm making is Deco mesh.
And where are you getting from?
Uniqueinthecreek.com or trendytree.com or Amazon right now. So I'm just cutting my lavender mesh to finish off the rest of my wreath. So I'm doing 9-inch pieces. And of course I got to the center. I hate the center of the roll of mesh. How many pieces? I don't even know how many pieces I have. Uh-oh, I hope I have enough lavender. Yee! Watch me run out of lavender. Okay. When I was doing my lavender, I didn't use a full row. I had a partial roll open. So I hope I have enough. Okay, so like I said, we are going to start on row 2. And row 2 has 24 petals. We're going to put 2 petals in one and 1 petal in the other. So I have 2 petals. Where's my other 3rd petal of like this? Where'd it go? Right here. Okay, so you're going to get your scissors. You're going to need your scissors, okay? Take your clothespin off of 2. Now I was measuring to make sure my petal, this actual rounded part, is 4 inches. That way, that just gave me an idea of how I can make sure that each petal is exactly the same size. So if you just place it down on your cutting mat with the edge of your rounded part right on the 0. If you pinch on the 4-inch mark, your petals will be 4 inches, and that's perfect size. Okay, so I try not to let go of the pinch, but I am going to trim these tails off. Now, you can trim them on the board. It's a lot harder to trim them on the board, I found, when I was playing with the other one. This one, it's much easier if you just trim it while it's in your fingers, and then just stick it to where your finger was pinching. Make sure they're both the same. And where's my snippers? There they are. And cut off your tail. I'm just going to push this to the sides. Okay, so there's one set. Now this one, I'm only going to make sure it's 4 inches. Okay, it's 4 inches. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of the tail off here. So it'd be nice if you get a little box or something. I should have done that myself. So when you're snipping, you just clip all your Deco mesh into the little box that you can throw away after. Stick your tail to the zip tie hits your fingers and zip down. Okay, and then you're going to do 1. Now, if you try and do 2 in each, it'll just get too bulky. So I would suggest doing 2, 1, 2, 1. Like I said, you can put maybe 2 more if you wanted the flower even bigger. You can put 2 on this outside hole all the way around. It will give your wreath a little bigger look. I'll just show you. The only thing with that is you will have to do it the old way. So if you have a wood board right now, this is the way you would do it for all your holes. And this is the different petal, so I'm not going to leave it on here, but I'm going to show you how I did it.
Are you going to be folding another petal? Or?
Pretty much no.
Okay.
Pretty much the whole thing is done like this.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah, that's why I pre-did a wreath, because as you can see, this can take a little bit of time, and I didn't want you guys having to sit and watch me put petals in for the whole, hour. So there's that other petal style. So I'm going to snip the tails off. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come through the bottom. So if you want to use this outside hole, come through the bottom. You're going to take your zip tie and feed it through the back of that zip tie, right there. Pull this tight, cut it off, and then you're going to come around and zip tie it onto the board. Just like that. So this will stick out. It'll just make your wreath look a little bit bigger. So if I put this one right here with just one, you can see how it just gives it a little bit of a bigger look.
Why are you making them different shapes? Why not all the spoon shapes?
I'm showing you, what is it? Oh, okay, sorry. I just misunderstood the question. Okay, I'm just showing you because you could do your petals 2 different ways, but you want to make sure you're doing it the same way for your whole flower. So I was just showing you, if you turned your edges inwards, it makes a completely different looking petal. If you put your outside outwards towards the table, it'll make this type of petal. So I just wanted to show you that there's 2 different ways to do it and to pick a way. So I don't think it would look good if you mix this one with this one. That's just my opinion. You can try it, I just wouldn't want to waste a whole bunch of mesh trying things out when it may not look right. Although you can take it all apart. You just snip it off and restart again when your petals are already cut. Okay, so that is row 1. So you're going to do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Exactly like this. Either this way or this way. All right. So once you're done all that, we're going to go on to section 3, right in front. There's 8 holes. Section 3, we are putting 2 pieces in every single hole. So you're going to have 16 pieces or 16 petals for row 3. Okay. Snip these off, they always get in the way. Alright. I'll show you again. I'm going to be doing like the spoon type method. Taking my diamond shape, bringing it down to meet the corner, pressing it flat, scrunching it in the middle. Now I'm making the spoon one, so I'm going to turn my edge of my mesh upwards and meet the center. I'm going to do the same. Now you're going to not pull it right up here, because if you do that, you're kind of making like the gerbera flower where it's more pointy. We don't want pointy, we want rounded like spoon. So you're going to go more down to the edge here where the two pieces almost meet. You're going to turn that in and swing it around so you make this spoon type formation again. Okay.
Does one of them make it look bigger than the other?
I think this one maybe look fuller, but they're both for size wise, no. This one will just be a little bit fuller because it doesn't have this pouched area. But I kind of like the pouched area. That's why I said you kind of have to play around and see which type you like better. So I started, pardon?
Oh, I just had something really important to tell you here because somebody just said, I just registered for the Wreath workshop in Rochester in September. I can't wait to meet you and especially Dave.
Dave's not going.
It's only 10 minutes for me. Dave's going.
Dave's not going, man.
Dave's going.
Dave's not going. Okay, so I'm going to put these together. I still want to make sure that it's important that you kind of keep them at least the same size so it looks all cohesive and doesn't look like just stuck mesh in your wreath. And so now row 3, we are putting 2 pieces. Okay, zip it in, pull it tight, and then snip it off. Okay, we'll put 2 pieces again there. So I'm folding it over, like scrunch it in the middle, grab your edge, and either fold it upwards or downwards, however you're making your petal, but keep it consistent.
Can you go slow on how you make unfolding one of those again?
Unfolding? Okay, you're gonna take your corner, bring it down to the other corner. Just flatten it down. Okay, you're gonna take near the end, but not exactly at the end. You want to grab where there's 2 pieces that meet. Okay, you're going to take this and squish it in the center so it looks like a jellyfish or stingray. You're going to take this side, grab where there's the 2 pieces, and just kind of bring it towards you, like upwards towards the ceiling. Now you're not rolling it like this or anything. You're just kind of twisting it up and bringing. So this, when you pinch it and it makes this seam here, bring the seam looking like towards facing the ceiling and just slide it over to where you're pinched in the center. And the same with here. Roll it up, slide it over to where your pinched is, and then you're going to just kind of tuck in if you have anything sticking out, and it gives you this petal with the 2 pleats in the middle, and it looks like a spoon. Okay, is that good? Is slow enough? Should be. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to be putting 2 pieces. Again, I'm going to take my 2 pieces. I'm going to put them as one in a clothespin. So cute, this petal though, eh? Anyways.
Fabric mesh for it?
What?
Somebody asked if you could use fabric.
Yeah, you can use anything you want for this one. But if you have thin mesh, that, again, like you bought and you need to get rid of, use it for this. It works well because we have to make double petals. If you have thin mesh, it actually works a little bit better. Okay, you're putting your tail in. You're still not letting go of where you measured from because you want to put your tail in up until your zip tie hits your fingers and zip it in. Now that's important because you want to keep every petal the same, as much as the same size as you can. So if you, like I said, measure and not let go of that pinch and slide your tails in until your fingers hit the zip tie, then your petals will pretty much stay the same size throughout the whole flower. Okay? I'll get rid of this one. This one's the other type I did. Okay. So you're going to do 2 pieces in each section of row 3. So row 1, or row 2 is 2 pieces, 1 piece, 2 piece, 1 piece, 2 piece, 1 piece, okay? For your row 2. Row 3 is each zip tie gets 2 petals. So you'll get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 petals on row 3. All right? Now we're going to preload row 4. Now row 4 is a little bit different. Okay. When I was doing it earlier, I found there was like a bit of a gap that you could see the board, and I was trying to figure out how I could fix that. And what I came up with was a really easy way that in row 4, we are going to use every hole on row 4. Meaning, so you know how we always have these sets of 2s? So there is 8 holes on row 4. You're going to put a zip tie, like you normally do, between these 2 holes. Okay, just like that. So you can preload them. But we're also going to put a zip tie from this hole to this hole. Okay, so we're going to have zip ties going all around the whole section of row 4. So each hole is going to have 2 pieces. See how there's 1, 2? Each hole is going to have 2 pieces of zip tie in it. So you're going to do that all the way around section 4. And I'll flip my other one over so you can see what the back looks like. And you'll be able to tell better what I'm doing. Okay, so we got a whole mash of zip ties here. So 1, 2, and it's a little bit longer between those 2 holes. 3, 4. So on this one, you can see the back. It makes, I'm not finished it, but it'll make a complete circle going around the back of zip ties. Okay? Alright, so we got 4 in here. Now, section 4 and 5, I'm going to be using the lavender color mesh. So I'm only using this ombre color mesh for section 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5, I'm going to be using the lavender mesh, and then right in the center, I'm going to be using purple Deco tubing. Okay? Now for section 4, what you're going to do, now I'm going to be using lavender, but I don't have a ton of lavender left, which sucks. I might have to do every other one in this, but what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece and fold it exactly like you've been doing. Okay, down, corner down, flatten it out, turn it to the side, scrunch in the middle, take the side and kind of bring it up so there's a seam there, into the center, fold, pinch the sides, and then bring it to the center. Make sure you have all your stuff is tucked in so it looks like a spoon. Okay, now in section 4, we're going to measure that, make sure.
If you weren't teaching, would you start at number 5?
Yes. Yes, it's much easier because we have to access so many zip ties. If you start from the center and work your way out, all these zip ties that you've put in are going to be covered by these petals. So it's much easier, as you can see, you can access your zip ties much better if you work from the outside in. Okay. The only one I didn't like working from the outside in was the zinnia, only because the zinnia's got these big poofs, right? And I rest my arm all the time, and I didn't want those poofs to get smushed. So that is the only reason I worked from the outside in. And that's the same with the sunflower. Because you want to access these zip ties, it's easier to use the sunflower from the outside in. Okay? So, on section 4, the regular hole that you normally have, so it's got a really small gap between it, we're going to put 1 petal. Okay? The bigger gap here, so that's from the, see how narrow from here to here, it's much narrow than from here to here, but from here to here we're going to put 2 petals. So the outside one is 2 petals, 1 petal, 2 petals, 1 petal. Row 3 is all 2 petals. Row 4 is 1 petal, then 2 petals. So we're going to be doing 16 around. So I'll get 2 petals. I have 2 right here. I just have to hold them. They've already been cut. That's okay. Now again, I'm going to be using lavender on my other one. I just don't have a ton of lavender left, so I'm just going to show you guys with this mesh that I have. Make sure it's 4 inches. I'm going to take the tail and I'm going to put it in between this big space, right to my finger where I pinched it, so I know that's 4 inches. It takes 2 rolls of 10-inch mesh. So you can use the same color, or you can use 2 different colors, or you can do every section a different color. So you can see, pull this tight.
Do you have a name for this flower? Or no?
I don't have a name. We need to find a name.
Okay, everybody's asking what kind of flower it is.
Once we're done, at the end, when you guys can see it finished, we'll try and figure out a name for it. Okay, so now I'm back to this one, and it's going to have 1 petal, because it's the narrow one, and this one's going to have 2 petals. So bring it to the side, turn it up, fold it into the center, make sure it's cupped nicely, cut some of this tail off. Measure, so I make sure that the end is at the 0, and where I'm pinching on the stem is at the 4 inches. Put your your tail in right to the zip tie, so your zip tie hits your finger, and then zip it up. Okay? You can see how pretty this is going to be. All right, so I'm going to continue on with this flower. I've already pre-started, else we would have been here forever just watching me put petals in. So this is what I got so far. I'll probably go around and tweak to make sure everything is cupped like it's supposed to be. But you can see this would make a beautiful, beautiful daisy. That's what I think of as well with this. But it's a different petal. This one doesn't seem to be right, but okay. So I'm going to start using my lavender. Now you can see there's a ton of zip ties in. That's because I've already preloaded my zip ties for section 4 that it goes all the way around. So when you preload your zip ties, you should not have any spaces on row 4 on the back. So if you missed right here, that means you've missed a zip tie here. And this longer zip tie is where 2 petals are going to go in, and the shorter zip tie, 1 petal. Okay, 2, 1, 2, 1. So you're going to use a total of 24 petals on this section with 16 zip ties. All right, and as you can see, I did add a green leaf here just to see how it was going to look, and I actually really like it, so I might just add another one on the other side, or maybe just one down here, and just have some green petals coming out one side of my flower. This would also be really cute with the stem and leaf that I showed you guys last night, so that would be really cute. A spoon mum? I've never heard of a spoon mum.
I was trying to name it.
Oh.
We have the lolly flower.
The lolly flower. Oh.
We have the Lori something too.
I love the lolly flower. That even sounds really good.
Lori's ladle. Lori's gem.
It would be nice if we could find a flower that it actually does look like. But yeah, I'll take the lolly flower. Okay, so I'm going to start with my lavender. So I know I have quite the mess here. I know I have this long piece here, so I know 2 pieces of lavender are going in here. And I really hope I have enough. If not, I might just put these last 4 pieces using this. Who knows? Okay, and now I'm right in the center of the beginning of the roll of the Deco mesh, so it's curly as anything. Okay, so pinch it in the center, turn it up or down, depending which petal you're making. I'm doing the turned up, and I can say both up and down or make a really, really cute flower. You just have to decide which one you're going to do. So you're not doing 2 different ones. And I need 2 of those.
It would look like if you did alternated 1 up, 1 down.
1 up, 1 down, what, honey?
The petals.
Like, what do you mean up and down?
Well, you did 2 different types of petals, right? 1 up, 1 down.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just me thinking.
Why don't you try it? Seriously. God, my spaghetti sauce smells good. I make good sauce. I'm not even Italian, but I grew up in an Italian neighborhood big time, so I learned how to make a mean meatball from my best friend's father, well, actually mother, Nicolina. She makes amazing meatballs. Okay, so I'm still working on, you know what, I'm going to take section 5 out, so I'm not screwing you guys up when you're watching me, okay?
Monkey spouts up every once in a while.
Who?
Monkey. Yeah,
Monkey.
Make one.
Yeah, Dave. I dare ya.
Yes, we always have lives.
What's that, honey?
Louise was just asking if you have more special like this. I said, we always got some kind of lives going on.
Tammy Wilkes sent a picture of the spoon mum. Can you see what it is, hon? Oh, you don't have your phone, eh? Okay, so this piece right here is only going to have 1 because it's the small section.
Oh, Tanya says Nicolina, anything is bomb.
I know. Oh, yes, Tanya knows Nicolina's. Do you know her secret recipe for meatballs? She probably does. And her eggplant parmesan. Oh my God. The eggplant parmesan. Oh, and her Petal cookies. Oh, the Petal cookies. Can you tell I'm hungry? My house just smells so amazing. I wish you guys could have smell TV. Doesn't it smell good? Tam's version is better. Yes, Tam makes good sauce too. I make good sauce too. We got it from Jan, I'm not sure about the olifant, only because the olifant, it doesn't give you a nice, it's not as flexible and pliable as Deco mesh. It may just go flat on you. But if you want to try it, that would be great to see. Kind of looks like that, doesn't it? My spoons aren't that long though. But yeah, the end of the petal looks like it. I don't know. It was a really, really cute petal. And then when I was playing around with the different colors, so the picture I used on the event page, I did a dark pink. I did 2 rows of dark pink and 3 rows of, and 2 rows of light pink, and then I did a yellow center. So, but I did it the opposite way. I folded them down so it was more rounded. This one is more spoonish. But you might want to fart around with it more just to make sure all the petals do look the same shape. And this one's long. I'm going to try and cut this. So I'm cutting the tails while they're not in. Like, look at this hot mess here. It's like confetti.
Monkey wants me to turn the phone around so you can see him.
So I can see who?
Monkey. Monkey's watching.
Oh. She wants me to turn the phone around?
No, she wants.
Oh, okay, I got it. So I can see, so he thinks I can see him. If she turns her phone around.
Yes.
Oh, Monkey's so cute. He needs to FaceTime me. Okay, so we're gonna do 2. Okay. Okay, I'm not letting go. And I'm going in the long piece here with 2 petals. It's just giving this flower like a lot of fullness, that's all. And it looks like you used a ton of mesh, but you're only using 2 rolls. And I think the lavender, you wouldn't even use a full roll of it. Like I said, this lavender I had was already open. All right, I need 1 piece. And I was going to do like a coral color flower. And then I did see my purple down there, and I don't have a ton of purple here. I have a lot of purple at the warehouse. But I thought, you know what? I haven't done purple yet. And a lot of people's favorite color is purple.
Where'd you get the mesh? You probably don't even know where you got that mesh, do you?
This mesh, I think I got it at Hobby Lobby last year. And then this purple mesh is just a normal, the everyday Deco mesh with metallic. I believe I got it at Paper Mart. But I think I saw, you guys might want to check Trendy Tree. I think they may have this ombre mesh on there. If you want to, it just adds a bit of color to it.
Now we have a pom-pom dahlia.
A pom-pom dahlia? Oh, that's cute. Well, let's get, you know what, once I put the center in and everything, we'll probably be able to decide what it is better when it's all done.
Not if I go look at pom-pom dahlia.
I think it should be a lolly flower. Because she's lolly. Alright. Hope I'm going to have enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not too sure. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's some on the floor. I may have just enough.
Chinese mesh is the good match.
Chinese, Korean,
You're
and
just wondering where to order online to get the good stuff. But
well, it's kind of hit and miss. You're not guaranteed to get the good stuff. If you order from a reputable, like Craft Outlet and Trendy Tree and stuff, more than likely you'll get the good stuff. You may even be able to ask them when you're ordering your mesh, if it's from China, you want China, Korea, or what was it, honey? China, Korea. You don't want the Taiwan. Although this is Taiwan, this purple ombre stuff. Like I said, it's thin, but not, and it'll fray, but it works really well for this flower. Oh, I can't remember where the other place is. Chick-fil-A. We were supposed to get a Chick-fil-A near here. I think Buffalo was going to get a Chick-fil-A. I think they were playing tricks on us. My first time we went to Virginia Beach, not last year, the year before, in the summer, and that was my first time having Chick-fil-A. Lolly is addicted to Chick-fil-A. And we don't have it anywhere near us. Okay, I have to get 2 pieces here. So let me grab the pieces that fell. Maybe not. Thought I had another piece. Apparently not. All right. We may have to improvise here. Okay, so I can't find, I thought I had more of the lavender mesh. I didn't. Like I said, it was only like a bit of a half a roll. So what I think I'm going to do is any single ones. This is what I'm going to do. Double ones on that row are going to be lavender. And then the single one, I'll put as the ombre. Let's see how that looks.
See, we live in Canada, but sometimes I wonder because we seem to be over the U.S. more than we are in Canada sometimes.
Who?
He asked if we live in Canada. Or
Oh, yeah. We live in Canada, like Dave said, we're in the U.S. a lot. Okay, I'm going to try this, since I have more of this mesh and not as much lavender. Krista must be here.
No.
Actually, that will look probably kind of really cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to snip off the single ones. Okay. Pull that off. Pull that one out. Pull that one out. This is a single. Okay. So I'm going to use lavender for these double ones.
stay there. What happened?
I'm thinking.
Oh. Okay.
You can talk. Feel free to talk.
I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say.
No.
So I do believe they made an announcement today for the Wreath Gala in Rochester. And it was announced on Scott's page. So if anybody is wanting to go, there's not very many tickets. There's only 80 tickets, I was told. I don't know if they're going to be having more than that, but if you are up north here, then we never get too many wreathing things up here.
And contrary to popular belief, Dave is going.
Dave is not going.
Dave is going.
Dave's going.
No, I promise no jokes this week. Next week I'll start again.
Yeah, when we do next week. So I'm just going around and I'm putting a single one of this in. Just because I didn't have enough lavender. I wasn't going to do purple, and I seen the purple, and I haven't done a purple flower yet, so. Man, this makes a mess, though. I really, do yourself a favor, grab a box or something before you start this flower, so you can put your humongous mess.
Michelle, are you on Michelle Jonette? Is it a convention? Yes, it's a convention.
It's a convention.
In Rochester.
Scott is going to be a designer. Amy from the Bam Wreaths, and I love her stuff. I can't wait. Who else? What am I doing here? Nick Creticos. Me. It should be fun.
I'm just there for moral support.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the eye candy.
You're not eye candy. Nick Creticos is a lot cuter than you. And younger. He's more eye candy.
Hell is that supposed to mean?
It means he's a lot younger and cuter than you, Franklin.
I'm offended.
Why are you offended? You can be the older people's eye candy. How's that?
I just don't know what to say now.
You're my eye candy, love.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you guys see how when I wreath, I really don't overthink things? That's a main thing I'd like to, if anything, from watching my videos and my tutorials.
Kathy said I'm ear candy.
Ear
I guess
candy.
that means like I got a face for radio. Is that kind of what it's like saying?
Don't overthink it. Like, I ran out of lavender. No big deal. You know, just think outside the box, and, you know, it's really easy. Just change your plan. Just because you started out one way doesn't mean you have to finish it that way. So I really, really like to stress that to everybody that's watching, because some of you, yes, are doing this to make some extra money and everything, which is great, but you want to have fun with it too. Like, this for me is my relaxed time. If I'm going to have to freak out because I ran out of lavender mesh, well, that just takes the fun out of everything, and I'm not going to want to do it anymore. So just don't overthink it. If your petal looks wrong and you think it looks wrong, take it out and redo it. It's not a biggie, right? Especially with our frames, it's really, really easy to fix a mistake. All you have to do is clip a zip tie. That's it. You don't have to pull everything else out. I know you do on the normal wreathing frame, but with ours, it's just simple. Flip it over, figure out which one is wrong, take the snip out, snip the zip tie, and redo it.
I think Suzanne's trying to make me feel better. She's calling me wealthy. You like seasoned men, kind of like wine.
More mature?
I'm not sure how to take that one.
That's okay, honey. I love you.
That's right up there with beer candy.
Right up there with what?
Beer candy.
Actually, I think I like this better. Don't you guys? Look at that. It really sets it off and blends. So I did the ombre, then I did the lavender, and I just did single ombres in the single pieces. And aren't you glad I started this and didn't do the whole thing? Oh gosh, no, Jessie. This, you can watch this on a replay. Spend time with your grandkids. Honey, can you stir the spaghetti sauce?
I did. I'll go and do it.
Oh, you did it already? Oh, never mind then.
I'll go and do it again. Also turn it down a tad.
Alrighty. So, this today is the end of our flower week. Although, I've had quite a few people asking me about the carnation. And the carnation is really, really, really easy to do. It's just a bunch of ruffles. I can show you guys a carnation. Look at this so far. Some of these are not sitting right, but I'll fix it after. So maybe we'll see. I might do a carnation tomorrow. Because as my daughter reminded me, I said I did a whole 7 days of flowers. And she's like, no, you didn't. You started on Monday. And I'm like, you know what? She was right. It wasn't a full 7 days.
That's 7 days.
Is it? No. I did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hey, it is 7 days, Lolly. Making me feel bad that I gypped off my audience. I didn't even, here's me, didn't even think of it.
Yes, we're going to Wreathing live.
Yes, Monday is 1 day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Sunday. That's 7 days.
Suzanne, yes, Laurie and I are going to Wreath Makers Live.
Oh yes, we are going to Wreath Makers Live. We're just going to be as guests.
Jen's laughing at you. You listen to a teenager.
I know, right? Like, only because my brain is a little mush these days. She's Lolly. I love my Lolly. Did you message Cree?
No, how?
Oh yeah, that's right. Honey, you know my mind. I'm like, I think I'm getting really slow onset of Alzheimer's.
It's like 51st dates.
I know. You know, I could watch a movie like, say a week ago and watch the same movie and not know what's going to happen. That's how bad my memory is. Hi, Patricia.
Suzanne's going to have a few pints with you.
All right. Where, at Rochester?
No, Wreath Makers.
Oh, at Wreath Makers? She going to the Wreath Makers?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have to do row 5. Is this not like the cutest? Look how pretty this is. It takes a little bit of time. Not much more materials, but it does make definitely the cutest flower.
They still want you to show them the carnation.
I want, okay. Well, the carnation's really easy, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, so now I'm going to add a petal. Remember, it's really bad. Okay, I'm on section 5. Now, section 5, you can finish your flower right here, and we can start putting in our deco tubing. But I want to be a little extra, because I'm extra, like my friend Michelle. And I want to put 4 lavender pieces in here, and then I'm going to put the deco tubing on top. Okay. So I'm going to put another one in here. I hope you guys enjoyed Flower Week and you learned something. I know this flower is so pretty. You can have so much fun with this flower with the different color combination. And this flower is great if you have a bunch of, you know, different leftover scraps or whatever that you can mix and match. Like I said, I had the lavender, I had just, was in there. I didn't really have much of my purples at home. I have to switch out things. I have a lot of fall and Christmas still in my closet down there. I have to switch them out for spring and summer. And all that is at the warehouse. So we're going to do 4 more lavender pieces in here. You just feel through this mesh. You can cut these tails off. You don't have to.
Yeah, they're all loving Flower Week.
They're all loving Flower Week? Well, I'm so glad. If you practice enough, it definitely gave you enough flowers that you could actually be known as the flower lady in your... I'm missing a thing here. I was wondering why there's a space here. I'm missing a whole petal here. There's just a zip tie. Yeah, if you practice your flowers and get really good at them, you can be known. You can have a whole business of just making wreaths, flower wreaths, and like specialize in it, because there's not going to be many people at all in your area making these, and you don't have to tell them how easy they are. You can sell these. I would have florist shops, even though they're not real. The floral shops love selling these in their shop. And they love using them to decorate their shop with. So you got that. You have craft shows. You know, people see these at craft shows, and because they are so different, they buy them up like crazy.
If you love Flower Week, join us again next week when we get back to our regular shenanigans.
What shenanigans?
You know our shenanigans.
I think you should make a flower.
Oh,
I think I'm flowered out for a bit. I will make the carnation and then I'll be flowered out. Look at this. This is like awesome. This is really fun. And like I said, if you do use the outside 8 petals as well, your flower will be even bigger. But as you can see, I think this is probably big enough. Ooh. I don't know, but can you wait till I'm done my live to ask me this?
Yeah.
Okay.
next week, jokes with Dave.
Next week is what?
With Dave.
Jokes with Dave.
Michelle's not tuning in next week. Yes, you will, Michelle. You know you will. He's going to crochet a flower.
You're going to crochet a flower.
That's what Michelle John that said.
That's a good one. He probably could.
How much would you charge for a wreath like this?
I don't know. How much would you guys charge? Well, my mesh probably cost me $8, $10 for the 2 rolls. And then the board is $8, so say $16. And then maybe another $2 for the, or $3 for the zip ties. But you don't use a whole 100 pack of zip ties, so say $2 for the zip ties, that's $10. And then by the time I use my Deco tubing, that's about $12, okay? So I have about $12 worth of material. And times that by 3, you could charge $36. But yeah, something like this, you could probably even go $50, $60 and make a really good profit, because this looks so technically difficult, doesn't it? Doesn't it? And like if you were just a lay person and had no idea about wreathing whatsoever, and you didn't know about Unique in the Creek, you would look at this and thought the person spent hours. Now I do know to do something like similar like this on the just a wire frame will take you about 4 hours. And I know that for a fact. There's a few people that have done it, and I've done it. So you definitely save time. Because this one will take you from start to finish. By the time you cut your mesh and everything, you're looking at about 2 hours to do this one. But again, it's one that you can just sit on your, put your shows on and wreath away. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh.
Tacky says they should do a cooking with Dave show.
Cooking with Dave show?
Tutorial. Cooking with Dave tutorial.
He don't know how to cook. He knows how to make bread. Anything that's carbohydrate, Dave can make.
People eat bread.
Huh?
People eat bread.
People eat bread. All right. You know what? I really love the way this turned out, even though it wasn't actually my plan to begin with. Okay. So the rest, I know the center is all filled up. We are going to add deco tubing now. And where we're going to add the deco tubing is right on top of these zip ties that we just put in of these 4. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I flip this over, it's these 4 that we're going to be doing some new flower floors pool wall. I have to redo my pool wall, I think. It's kind of faded. I showed you guys a picture. I put those up in June. So, all right, here's the back. And there's, of course, metallic all over it from this mesh. So, row 4 has a complete circle. Row 5, we used the 4. And then row 5, 4, 3 has 2 pieces each. I think so. Yes, they're doubled. Row 4 is 16, so you doubled and a single. Does that make sense? No, row 2, sorry. Row 2 is 24 pieces. So single, double, single, double, single, double. Row 3 is double, 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 double. Row 4 is double, single, double, single, double. And row 5 is single, 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 and we're going to add deco tubing on top of that. Oh, my back. I don't even remember falling asleep last night, so I must have slept really well. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this flower. Are you guys loving this flower? Like, let's get some love here. We need the love. So guys, what I have is I have metallic purple tubing, and I also have, oh, there's the love, thank you. I have metallic purple, or I have a darker burlap purple deco tubing. Yes, peacock colors, definitely, Suzanne. Peacock colors would be so pretty. So should I use the non-metallic, the burlap deco tubing, or the metallic deco tubing? What do you guys think? Dave said when we first started this, he thought the burlap one, because the rest of the flower is so shiny.
Tone it down a bit.
Yeah, it would tone it down a bit. Okay, we got darker burlap. Angela, I don't know what I'm calling this flower. Michelle's got darker. Oh, we got a metallic. A metallic. A metallic.
Oh, looks like metallic.
Darker.
We're kind of tied here.
Definitely metallic. Yeah, yellow would too. I just happen to have purple. I'm just going to keep the whole flower purple, but you're right, yellow would work as well. Oh my gosh, I think we have a half and half. Okay, babe, you pick.
You mix it up together. That's what I was
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I could try that.
I don't know. I just thinking it would be too much metallic if you put that.
Yeah, I'm thinking the darker because it matches the darker that's in the purple. Both combined. Oh my gosh, we got a half and half here. Okay, let me pull one of these out. gathered because there's like 2 bunches here. So there's the darker, put the rest in. So this darker tubing, burlap stuff, I believe I got it Craft Outlet, but they sell it everywhere now. You can even get Deco tubing, like this mesh Deco tubing. You can even get that at the Dollar Tree. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking the darker purple. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the dark one. It just offset it because this is kind of what it's going to look like. So let's put this in this big clump. Yeah, I'm thinking the darker. All right. So I'm going to take my cardboard that I had from last night, wherever it went. The 8-inch one. There we go. Is this 8 or 6? Oh, I'm going to do 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around. You've been converted, Deanna? Okay. I'll go with you. I'll go with the dark. Yeah, the dark actually really, really matches the dark purple in this this ombre really nicely. Okay, so with the Deco tubing, you're not going to want to pull on it because it has like an elasticity to it. So if you pull on it, it's going to be really short. So you want to kind of loosely go around your board. Now this one I'm using 6 inches. I'm going to just try it. I'm going to go around about 20 times. But I'm not going to go around, and you're not going to pull it tight to go around. You just want it loosely. And you want to keep the same tension all the way around. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure it's nice and loose so it's not pulling when you're wrapping it around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should have cleaned up all my mess first. It's all sticking to me. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so they're not tight. Okay, I'm just going to put a clip just across here, just so it doesn't let go on me, because I'm going to put a zip tie in. I'm going to take a zip tie, and we're going to be putting the zip tie over top of the 4 that are already in there, okay? I need somebody to come and clean my mess up behind me, Dave. Okay, so what you can do, so we don't have 2 tops on there, you can actually come through the back of the board, go down, and then just zip it on the back. So you're going to flip this over. So when we are done with this zip tie, it'll just get pushed over into this hole, and it just takes away from all the bulkiness that's going to be in the center. Okay, so you're going to do that for those 4. So you're just going, I know there's a zip tie already there, but you're just going to go up and down over top of that zip tie, and then loosely zip it so you hear that zipping sound. Okay, so it's and then when we're finished, we'll put the whole the head of that zip tie right into the hole so it doesn't scratch the door or anything. And one more. Oh, wrong way. So I am, I think, going to be putting up some of my wreaths for sale. Did you open an Etsy store, hun?
Sorry, I haven't put nothing up yet.
Okay. So we did open an Etsy store. Literally, guys, when I tell you we haven't had no time, we've had no time for nothing. So we did open an Etsy store because I do want to start, I'm going to start selling the wreaths. And it's just easier than doing it all at Christmas time like we did last time for the auction. The only ones I'm not going to sell are the daffodil ones that I did because I'm going to be donating those. So if you are interested in one of the flowers I made this week, just message me. I also got a bunny butt, and what else do I got? I'm gonna be doing a whole bunch of wreaths, so we will be selling them so they're not stuck around my house all over. Okay, so we went around 20 times with a 6-inch board.
I'll still be putting up 5x7s of myself signed.
Nobody wants a picture of you. Can you believe this guy? All right, so keep your clump together, and what you're going to do is you're going to feed one end of this through your zip tie. Okay, right to the middle, just like so. And before you zip them, just make sure they're about center when you close it over, okay? So you see that's zip ties in the middle. We want our zip tie in the middle of this cluster of Deco tubing, and then you're going to pull down on the back. You can flip it over if you want and zip that nice and tight. And as you're tightening it, pull so your head of your zip tie goes into the hole. The one I'm doing today, probably about 50. I'll do 50. All right, so can you see how we're going to do 4 of these clusters? So you can see how it's going to totally fill up this whole center. Okay, now where did my Deco tubing go? Oh, on the floor. You guys could see what was on my floor. Man, I thought, when I was watching Damon, he's a messy crafter. I think I'm right behind him. And you guys haven't even, you have to see my craft dungeon. Oh my God. I really need to get it cleaned. But there's always something that comes up and it's like, okay, I'll do it the next day. That next day never comes. All right, doing around 20 again. So don't make it tight. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It twists on you as you're doing it.
Yeah, that's right. Damon is always barefoot. I'm surprised he didn't step on something.
Oh. Yeah, he's always barefoot. I'm always in pajamas. He's barefoot. Oh, this doesn't look good. Some frizz here on my Deco mesh, or Deco tubing. Does anybody know where I was? I lost count. Yeah, Candy, been there, done that. I lived in this little tiny condo, and oh my gosh, my wall unit turned into my wall unit in the living room turned into like craft storage. It was awful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, back to the Wreathing gal. Oh, everybody's. Oh, I already took it apart. See that stupid delay? So there is information on the website for that wreath gala in Rochester if anybody's wanting to go. I think it's called wreathgala.com. All right, where was I again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13,
Actually,
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I hate how it twists up. Okay. All right, I'm doing the same thing. This time I don't have to really put a clothespin because I have my zip tie preloaded already. I don't like these single ones. There's 2 single ones. I always cut them down so they don't stick out too much. Okay. Now we're going to put it into the, again, don't drop your cluster, but you're going to feed this whole end through your zip tie you put in here. Make sure all of it's through.
I just pinned the wreath gal at the bottom.
Oh, okay. So, between 3 different conferences, I hope to meet some of you. That would be great. And a lot of you that are in my neck of the woods, we're Rochester. We're not very far. We're like an hour and a half. Okay, now I'm going to pull this down. So we pretty much made a center with all different kinds of supplies. And I'll show you one more center that's really easy to make. It's not particularly my favorite, but if you have extra mesh kicking around, it's basically just doing tubes, rolling your mesh into tubes and crisscrossing 3 and putting them in the zip tie. That makes a nice flower center too. Like I said, it's not my favorite one, but if you have just, you know, a quarter roll of yellow, and you can do it like that. But ruffles always works for a center. You never fail with ruffles. Or this deco tubing. Deco tubing is pretty cool too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I only got 18 around, but that's good enough because I'm not wasting this. Alright, I got 2 more in here I have to pull. So I'm going to stick the end of this into my zip tie. Make sure all the pieces are through. And then pull it to the center. Try and make sure that both ends are even. So if you even stick your fingers through the loops here, you can kind of hang it and it'll be even. And then pull down on your zip tie. Okay, one more. This is what I'm talking. I don't like these single ones that stick out. So if you just cut it closer down to the zip tie, then you don't see them. All right, one more, and then we are done. You can fluff that a little bit more if you want. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, I'm just going to put a clothespin here.
Yeah, Margaret, I'm with you on that one.
What's that?
Zip tie ends, which I cut and find all through the house.
Yeah. I try and keep a bowl or something handy. For this one, I should have grabbed like a little box because I have all these little tiny pieces of deco mesh that I cut the ends off. So, if you have a little box or something that you can throw everything in, That will be much easier because now I have to have Dave come and clean all this up so I can go finish making dinner. All right, last one.
One bag of tubing enough for the center?
Oh gosh, yeah, not even. This bag that I got from Craft Outlet, it's got 30 yards on it, so I can have enough to do another maybe 2 centers like this. There's quite a bit on there. Now the Deco tubing you get from the Dollar Tree, you will need maybe 1 and 1.5 bags. Like this stuff. Is this even from? Yeah, this is from Dollar Tree, I think. Actually, this is from Dollar Tree. It might. There should be enough in there to do a whole center.
Yeah, Margaret, our dog fur picks them up too.
What's that?
My dog fur picks up zip tie ends. Yeah, that just does too.
Okay, it's totally centered. Zip that tight. Pull it to the side, and now I'm going to cut off these heads. So that's the back. All nice and neat, even though it's got metallic everywhere. Well, not bad considering we have all these petals, all these flower petals on our board. Now I'm just going to open these up and put them all sorts of different ways. So put them going towards the outside. There, I love it. I am so glad I went with the dark. Like, look how pretty that is. It really offsets all the metallic because there's a lot of metallic in this flower. Now, I'm sure there's different ways. You could probably even snip these open to make an open center.
Dark was right choice. Thank you.
I decided. I made the executive decision. Honey. But it's a good option for a center deco tubing. And you just have to go around and kind of open them up so they're not clumped together.
Again, the pin link at the bottom is for the Wreath Gala, if anybody.
Oh, the Wreath Gala.
If anybody's looking at it.
Okay. I am going to add maybe 1 or 2 more green petals. I already have 1 green petal. Let me move all this crap out of the way. Okay. I have a lot of garbage. And then I'll put a couple of green leaves on it and we will be done. Now you'll want to spray it with the Rust-Oleum or Krylon spray. Make sure it says UV resistant and it's non-yellowing. You want to get glossy or satin. If you get matte or flat, it'll make your mesh look dull. It almost have look like a film on it. Look at all these scrap things. See, if I had a little box, I wouldn't have to collect all these. I will, when I'm done, I will type in how many petals I used per row, so you guys can remember if you didn't write it down.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just tidying up, so.
I don't want to watch you tidy up.
I know, but I need to cut some green, and I have stuff everywhere. Don't tell me what to do. My life. Now, if you came around and helped me and cleaned it up, I wouldn't have to do this by myself.
I gotta read the comments.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me just dump this so I can do the green. There. All right, I'm gonna get some green here. Okay. Pardon?
Michelle, Mrs. Monkey's like the peanut gallery. Eh? Every time you tell me off or something, she comes up with a comment.
She's my backup. So I'm going to cut these 10 by 10. I think I'm only going to put 3 actual leaves on. You can put them all the way around if you want, or you can just add a few. I've normally been putting them all the way around to show you guys, but this one I'm just going to add a couple. So I'm going to cut them 10 by 10. Okay, so the top of my flower is right here. So we got one here. So I think I'm going to put 1 leaf here and 1 here. So I'm going to take my zip tie and put it through this hole on the outside here. Put it down on my table so it's forming like an L-shaped. Zip tie is like an L shape. You're going to take your 10 by 10 piece and you want the curl going down. So you see how it's curled? We want it, usually we work with our other petals, we were working with the curl up. This one we want it down. Turn it into a diamond. Now there's many ways you can do this, okay? You can fold it in and in like this and scrunch in the center, which makes a thinner flower or a thinner leaf, but you don't see the edge as much, okay? You can also just go from corner to corner and flip it up. Now as you can see, you do see the edge a little bit more, so that's your, you can figure out which way you want it. And there's also where you can just make a single leaf, kind of like I showed you guys yesterday, where you take your 10-inch and you're just going to kind of fold this in, and then you leave a bit of a tail, but you get a bigger single leaf. So you can see that right there. There's all different kinds of ways you can do a leaf. So you can just figure it out which way you want to do yourself. I think I might just do this way. So I'm just kind of folding it in to meet the 2 corners here, and then scrunch in this middle, just so I don't see the edges bad. Okay, fold it up to make sure they're kind of around the same length. And you're going to put it in between your fingers like this, and you're going to take this part and you're going to put it into your zip tie. So you're going to put it on the board. Do you see that right there? There's my hole, and there's the edge of the board. I'm going to put this rounded part. Oh my God, Kristen. And I can't shut my thing off while I'm blind. And just, you're going to zip tie this up right here. Okay. Now when I do it like this, I like to put a clothespin on them for just a little bit, because then it'll keep them closer together so they're not spread right out. Because I'm not going to do green leaves all the way around the board. I'm just going to do 3. So I want these 2 to stay together a little more. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. This looks like, yeah, that's a really short piece. I don't know how I cut that one. I'm going to cut another 10-inch piece. Okay, I'm just going to fold this in to kind of the middle, fold that one in, scrunch it, and then you turn it the same way upwards. Okay, that's what you have. Forgot to put my zip tie in. And I think I was going to go, where was I going to go? Right here. Yeah. So I have one here. This is my center. So I'm going to skip this one and then go over here. That way I can keep everything the same, uniform and the same. You can stick your petal that way. I have it wrong. You want the folded side up because you want, this is your good part. You don't want to see the seams. So if you have it upside down like I'm doing right now, you're just going to put your mesh in. Zip it up. But you want to make sure that your mesh bend is on the board on the front side, not your back side. Like that. And then you can cut this off. I'm going to take this one off. It's all getting, I usually do the green right at the end because look at the edges, how frayed it got because I had put them on beforehand. Where's my top? Maybe I should just do 2 here and 1 here. I'm just so indecisive today. So again, if you guys could share this, that would be absolutely fabulous. So others out there in the crafting world can see that making a wreath really isn't that difficult. I don't know, do I too so indecisive with the green leaves. Okay, I'm just going to go right here. All right, yay, we're done. We're done. Okay, like I'm going to put some clothespins just so these stay together a little bit. They look much nicer when they're together.
You cover the back side when you're done now.
No, there's no need to cover the back side. I almost want to hot glue some of these 2 seams together with the green leaf. I might do that. Okay, so this is our flower. Make sure our center's all looks half decent. And this is our back. And it's got metallics everywhere, but there is nothing sharp on this back whatsoever that you would need to cover it up because it's all nice and neat. Take this out. You could put your sticker, because you guys are all going to get stickers with your business name on them. And you can put a sticker right in here, or you can put a sticker right here. So people will know who made this wreath if their friends want to make one or buy one. And we used 2 rolls of Deco mesh. I used a roll of this almost like striped purple and lilac. It's very metallic. I got this one at Hobby Lobby, but I do believe they have them online. I got pink as well. And I used just a normal lavender metallic, nothing fancy in here. So I used 2 rolls cut 9 by 10. And I used some green leaves, and I used jute Deco tubing for the center. Now you could put the yellow in the center, any color you wanted. I just wanted to keep mine all purple because I'm so, I'm just so way out there. But yeah, you can do different centers. Now, another center I was going to show you is if you take your Deco mesh, say you have a piece of 9 by 10 or 10 by 10, if you roll it tightly, okay, just like this, put a clothespin, okay, again, I'm just going to take these as scraps, but I'm going to take this and roll it again tightly. Okay, now this one's all frayed, but we wouldn't want that. But I'm just showing you an example. And then you take another piece. Now you can add as many tubes as you want. I usually use 12, so 3 pieces in each of the 4 holes. Okay, so you got 3 here, so you're gonna, I kind of twist to make sure all of these rolled parts are facing up. You take another piece. This one's really frayed because that was my leaf, but you'll do the same thing. Make sure the rolled piece, and you want to make sure it's even, like you're in the middle, and put that on top. Okay, and then do the last piece, give it a twist, bring it up, and put that on top. Okay, and then you'd get a zip tie, and you would zip tie it right to the board, right across. So all 3 pieces, the center is on the board, and you will have a center that looks something like this when you finish putting it all together. Now this is really, really frayed, but that's just another idea that you can use for a center. So you did zip tie, it would zip tie that right to the board. And if you did 12 pieces, so 3 pieces for each zip tie, you'll have a full center of just tubes, Deco mesh tubes. Okay? And I think that's it. That is it.
That concludes Flower Week.
This concludes Flower Week. Yay! Okay, let me hang this up. I don't know which one's my favorite from this week. Which one's your favorite flower that I did this week? Difficulty or not difficulty? Okay, I'm going to hang this up, take my sunflower down. I love this sunflower. All right. Wow. That is pretty. Can you see it on the camera?
Yep, I'm getting it all. There we go.
So you fool around, make sure everything is.
Oh, actually, that's really nice on that.
All right. What do you guys think?
Looks nice on it.
Does it? With my yellow curtain background. I will take a picture of it on my door. Isn't that pretty? It's really cute. You can have a lot of fun with different colors in it. This would be really cute for red, white, and blue for 4th of July. Even Canada Day, red and white. So there is any of the flowers. You can have fun with any of the flowers. There's, I think I've taught you guys enough petals that you could probably mix and match different petals and come up with your own unique flower. Okay. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I really like how this one turned out. Now, like I said, you could put a yellow center in it. It would really make it pop, but I wanted to stay with purples. I didn't do a purple flower yet this week, so. Oh, you're so welcome, Rita. You're very welcome. You're welcome, everybody. And I hope I hope to see that you take some of these ideas, and I see some of your beautiful creations. And I just thank you all for your support on our wreathing frames. Again, you can buy them at uniqueinthecreek.com. You can buy them at trendytree.com, and you can buy them on amazon.com. Now, the flower wreath on Amazon is sold out at the moment. It is on its way, so it'll be replenished probably by Wednesday. If you do need to order your mesh and your boards from Trendy Tree, so you do all in one transaction and you can get your free shipping. And yeah, so did we decide what we're calling this flower?
I'll keep that one with the lolly flower.
Should we just call it I think we should call it the lolly. What do you guys think?
How do I see your other flowers?
Luana, I've posted all the flowers are posted on our Facebook page. So if you go into the photo section, you'll see all the photos that I've done in the past week for our flowers.
Can't wait for your next 7 days of something.
Oh,
7 days of Dave.
7 days of Dave? Who's doing 7 days of Dave? All right, I think it's hands down. Lolly! Lolly! Come here.
So she's got to get in the shot with you to show the lolly flower.
Okay, come here. Everybody said, because we needed to find a name for the flower.
Should I come in?
Come in. Now, do you like this flower?
If it was pink.
If it was pink,
Well, then it's
Well,
not the lolly flower no more.
it's not the lolly flower. No,
Well, I
everybody
still
said
like it.
we're calling it the lolly flower.
Why is it called?
So I need to take a picture.
Why is it called that?
Because we couldn't find a name, and the lolly is just fun. So we need to point up, and I'm going to take a picture. Do a Damon face.
I don't know what a demon is.
Oh, look how pretty. Oh, you ruined the picture.
You gotta like this lolly. There you go.
All right. Thank you for your services, Locke.
No problem.
Can you clean up now?
No. It's your
I gotta
mess.
cook dinner.
Too bad.
Okay.
See, guys, I get no love whatsoever. Okay, guys, have a great night, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And I'm gonna go cook dinner now and be a mom, and maybe relax some tonight. We'll see. Anyways, going. Bye. Love you guys all, and again, thank you for all your support. And I would love for you to share this video. Okay, I'm gonna go take a picture on the door. I can't wait to see it. Bye, guys.